So I'll reintroduce myself, Cassius. Nice to meet you, man.
What's up, brother?
I appreciate you taking the time to come in. I love your appearances on radio and, you know, the ashy, I'm in love with the lotion. Good stuff, man. I love it.
Come on, bro. That is such a fucking diabolical thing to say to a celebrity. That is just unhinged. Just imagine walking up to a celebrity and just telling them you're a fan of the most successful thing they're known for. That's the equivalent of going up to Daniel Radcliffe, shaking his hand, and being like, you know, that Harry Potter, you know, I'm a wizard, Harry, all that stuff. I like that. That's just cool. I like that. I like that Harry Potter stuff that you do. Who the fuck was training me how to talk to these people? And I thank God that Donnell was patient. Donnell was patient. Dude spent like 3 hours with me. Just doing the podcast, doing the documentary, doing the reaction, doing this and that.
So, I was just thinking we could talk about kind of your past in acting and comedy and how you got started and then
How'd you get
Chappelle
started?
show. Me? I
You're
got started
like 14. You must know somebody in the business, man.
No, I don't. Well, now I know Rick.
This dude went from a paper route to his own podcast. That's gangster right there.
I was a dishwasher. Yeah, I started when I was 10 with the podcast.
Dishwasher.
Really?
Yeah. So coming up on 7 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks. So,
Bro, this dude thought I was an industry plant, and it makes so much sense. This dude really thought I was like a fucking agent from the Illuminati. And I have been accused of that, by the way. I've definitely been... People have thought that I know people in the business. People have thought that I have a bunch of money somehow, which I definitely would be dressing better if I had money. But yeah, I mean, it actually makes sense that somebody might think that. I wish that was the case, by the way. I'm absolutely flattered. I mean, goddamn, if I knew somebody in the business or I had a bunch of money, I would be using that shit to my advantage. 1,000%.
I've done a lot of interviews here. I just moved here, so I live around the corner from the club. And I love comedy, so it's just perfect.
Good stuff. Waiting for that crowd to come in.
Wait for the crowd to come in. And even if there's nobody, honestly, it's
all good, whatever.
We'll just record.
So they did this advertisement, by the way, of a... Well, they set us up to do a live podcast so that anybody who had tickets to Donnell's show that night could come in and watch. And they didn't advertise it anywhere. I think they did one post on Facebook. So nobody knew this was happening. That's the other thing. Nobody knew this was happening. So there was no chance of any audience coming in. I think we had one guy. Maybe one guy.
You know? I'm honored to have you, so. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Cassius Morris Show. I'm your host. Today we're here with special guest
Donnell Rawlings, a.k.a. Ash Larry, a.k.a. Taking the Face, a.k.a. We Out Here, a.k.a. Go for Killer, a.k.a. Coyotes Don't Stand a Chance, a.k.a. Pierogies in Your Face all day, every day. Woo!
So we're here with everybody, ladies
Exactly.
and gentlemen.
I'm like the Wu-Tang of comedy.
That's right.
I'm like the Wu-Tang of myself. I got like a million names.
Thank you for taking the time to come on, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
So how about we set up what was supposed to happen here today? So this was supposed to be the first live Cassius Morris show.
No, this is not what I heard on Instagram and on Twitter. On Twitter and Instagram, it said, yo, make sure you get there early. This shit is going to be off the chain.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? All hot girls get in before like a certain time.
That'll be good.
And then you told me that I only can have one invited guest. And if she has a plus one, she's better be a plus size. And then we look around and
Facts.
I don't know. I don't know what happens, huh?
I don't see any plus sizes.
I know. I don't see no sizes out here, but this is what we do.
Extra small.
This is the theater of the mind, bitches.
That's right.
I want you guys to look at that one more fucking time. I want everybody, every single fucking human being who watches this video, I want you to take that visual in. And I want you to be just as dedicated to what you do when your audience looks like this, bro. No bullshit. No bullshit. When you've done shows to 0 people, when you've been booed off the fucking stage, and you still do it, if I could be remembered for one thing, I would hope it's that. I would like it to be that. Like this is what matters to me, bro. This is why I want to show this fucking documentary.
I know. I don't see no sizes out here, but this is what we do.
Extra small.
This is the theater of the mind, bitches.
That's right. And you mentioned a guest set. Were you serious?
Yeah.
You were serious. Now, what do you recommend for me for a first time doing?
He was gonna let me do comedy. That a guest set. Like he was actually gonna let me do a comedy to that sold out room.
Comedy.
A person for the first time doing comedy, make sure that you first off don't take it too serious. And a lot of times when people start for the first time, they have a set list. They want to do these jokes. They want to do that joke. We got to realize that things will come to you. And the most important part is just to have fun and don't take it too serious.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because you'll learn real fast.
That's good advice.
You learn by the crowd's reaction. You'll learn by the timing you establish with them, but you'll learn. Best way to learn is to fail. The worst thing that can happen is they don't like you, but if that's going to distract you from what you're doing, you shouldn't be doing it in the first place. You know, but you got to get experience for somewhere. People think that there's a rule to it. People are like, what do I need to do? What advice can you give me? And I'm like, it's just all experience.
Yeah.
The more time you go up, you keep teaching yourself. And like what I said earlier, I wasn't trying to be discouraged when I said you learn from failures, but every time something bad happens, you need to learn from that and take it to the next step. Throughout your journey of comedy, everything is a learning experience to the next step. So all you're doing is just building experiences. You're just building experiences. You're just building experiences till you have so many experiences under your belt that there's not a situation that you're not ready for.
Okay.
Donnell Rawlings, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like that deserves some applause as well. That deserves a round of applause. It's so funny, too, going back and watching these videos. I take just as much out of this advice today as I did then. Actually, I probably take more out of it because I'm able to connect the dots. But, guys, I want you to... This is not about me. This is really what I want you guys to take away from this stream. This is not about me watching my old highlights and talking about it. This is about showing you guys the process. It's one thing to talk about the process. It's one thing to talk about what you should do or talk about what you did. It's another thing to show the process and to really break that down, bro. And I want you guys to apply this to everything that you do. This is not about me. This is not about comedy even. This has nothing to do with everything it appears to be on the surface. Take this and apply it. You can apply this to so many different things, whether it's your work, whether it's your life, whether it's your career path, whether it's your hobby, whether it's just a passion. That's what you got to do, bro. Just start doing something and just like suck at it as quickly as possible because you're going to suck. You're going to suck bad. So you better get that part out of the way so you can get somewhere.
You know,
I like that.
It's better to fail. Like that's the truth. The faster you fail, the faster and harder you fail, the better your life will be. The better your life will be. Because imagine if I was learning these lessons now. If I was fucking 27, 26, I don't even know how old I am. Fucking learning this, dude. It would be a very painful experience.
Mix some jokes in there with it and you'll be good.
No, I love it, and I don't feel that it was discouraging to say, from failure, because it's like I've learned a lot from listening to all the podcasts with the comics who host them, because they say, I went on and the crowd didn't dig me the first 10 times.
Yeah, but you don't even need to concern yourself with that anymore. It's time for you to do it.
You believe it?
I don't believe it. I believe that it's something you want to do. I don't believe because it's not proven to me. What I'm saying is,
that's real as hell. That's real as hell. Like this is really an interesting thing, man, because like this guy was really, he was given his time in a very gracious manner. Usually comedians, when you interview them, they try to bullshit and they try to avoid being serious. This is real.
And if you're passionate about it, if it's something you really want to do, don't wait. You're at a good place. You're 16. Obviously, you're doing something right. You got your podcast. People like you. Take advantage of it now. Everybody, what they want to do is like, I got to get my set together. I got to get this perfect set. You're never going to have a perfect set. You got to get the courage to go up there and try, and then you just build on it.
Well, I appreciate you doing the show. Thank you. Thank you very much. Lots of inspiring words.
I just want to say, it's my first time. What's the name of the podcast?
The Cassius Morris Show.
The Cassius Morris Show. It is new. But with everything, things start new and they get good real fast. This is a guy to listen to and watch for. I wish you luck, success. One.
Thank you. Perfect, man.
Wow, man. That's amazing. You know what would be sick? If we could get Donnell Rawlings back for an interview now and talk about all this with him. I feel like that would be fucking incredible, dude. 11 years later. And I would like to think that I've made him pretty proud. I mean, we're on the road to 100,000 subscribers. That's pretty decent work. I mean, you know, I think it would be fair to say we went from 0 to almost 100. We're doing numbers. We're doing international media outlets. We're getting millions of views. I mean, I think we're doing okay. So I definitely give a huge shout out to Donnell Rawlings, bro. Thank you, Double A. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I think the podcast, it's got potential to be something great. You know, with anything, when you first start off, you have some bumps, you have some speed bumps. You go over them, you challenge yourself to get better. But I think that, I think Cassius is a great host. He's engaging. He's got a great personality, and I think he has a bright future. And I think that, the more podcasts you do, I think it's gonna get better. And I think it'll be one of the top podcasts out there. He's 16. By the time he gets 18, he's going to get his swag up. By the time he's 19, he's probably going to fuck every chick in Alberta. By the time he's 21, he'll probably have some type of drug habit. Hopefully it's marijuana.
Whoa, bro. What the fuck? Bro predicted my future. He said what?
It's marijuana. You can come and go with that. But at the end of the podcast out there, he's 16. By the time he gets 18, he's going to get his swag up. By the time he's 19, he's probably going to fuck every chick in Alberta.
When do I get my swag up, by the way? Is that going to be happening soon? I think I'm still waiting for the swag part.
By the time he's 21, he'll probably have some type of drug habit. Hopefully it's marijuana. You can come and go with that. But at the end of the day, I think that he's on the track to being a successful kid. He's going to win.
The first live podcast was interesting because I was really nervous coming in, expecting there to be a lot of people, but there was nobody, literally nobody except for me and Donnell. That was awfully interesting, but listen, I mean, it's just the way it goes. It's just the way it goes. When you're doing a live show like this where there's no set time and it's unpredictable, that's just the way it happens sometimes. It was still good practice because my first time I may have cracked under the pressure of having a huge audience. But since I got to go through the motions of doing it live, just except with no audience, it was a lot better. So I think that next time I'll be more prepared, and I did get the offer to go on stage to do a guest spot today, but it wasn't going to work out. So you never know. Soon I may be going on stage, and that will be something really to look forward to.
Hilarious, bro. The Podcast Kid, Part 2, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. There it is. I was waiting for the right time to break out the Part 2. And like I said, guys, I really wanted to show you this so that, like, it really is more about you than it is about me. Why I wanted to show this and why I want to, like, go over this is just to really illustrate the fact that if you believe in something, you can make it work as long as you're in the right field, like as long as you're doing the right thing. And also the opposite. If you're doing something that really isn't suited for you, that's okay. If it doesn't work out, that's okay. If it evolves into something else, that's okay. It's all okay. That is really the message I wanted to put out with this, man. It is good to try things. It's good to be good at things. It's good to be bad at things. It's just as good to fail as it is to succeed, because without one, the other doesn't exist. I know it sounds corny, but it's true. Without one, the other doesn't exist. You cannot have big wins without having big failures. And I still have big failures today, my friends. I'm not acting like I never have any issues today. And in due time, we will talk about that.